Hello, everyone. Today I'll be covering the Life Path 6. To start, 6 is the number of healing, balance, crossroads, family, friends, care, responsibility, loyalty, and healing. The first thing you will notice about 6 is they are very volatile. 6 is the number of balance, and you can imagine it like a scale. And when too much weight shifts to one side, it can cause imbalances. This balancing act is most prevalent in the 6's life when it comes to emotions. For this reason, 6 is the number of extremes, and added to the fact that 6 is the most emotional number, this leads to a very volatile and roller coaster like experience. For the 6, it might feel as if emotions are akin to a brick being dropped on top of a gas pedal. One can only imagine what the 6's scale will look like after intense emotional outbursts. The 6's balancing acts of polarities and extremes will result in a lot of this or that. Extreme happiness or anger, extreme love or extreme hate, extreme worth ethic or extreme procrastination. 6's are either ice or fire at all times. For those of you that are 6's, you may feel prone to turn off your emotions. This will not help. This will just leave you numb and depressed due to lack of stimulation. It is the duty of the 6 to learn emotional control. The perfectly balanced 6 is able to make use of these extremes and use them in scenarios that they are required in. The fully awakened 6 will have control over how they feel, when they feel, and what they feel. When 6 needs extreme joy to get the job done, that's exactly what it will summon. When it needs anger, the same is true. This applies to all things, not just emotions. 6 is the number of forks in the road, and for the Life Path 6 especially, it feels like their entire life has been one giant fork in the road. One can go back into their past and find that most major decisions were a toss-up between two different things. 6 is the number of love, care, and relationships. 6's are the best when it comes to looking out for their own. They are very good at taking care of friends and family. And for the 6, regardless of blood, everyone is family. Unfortunately, often, for the 6 to grow into the genius of care that they are, they will have to be subjected to the opposite growing up. They will often have very strained relationships with blood relatives and will instead find a family that is outside of their original one. This gets 6 into a lot of hurtful situations, because to the 6, it seems as if they're the one doing all the legwork when it comes to love and care, and it often hurts them very much that they don't seem to receive the same amount back from the people they desire it from. It is in 6's best interest to not take this too personally. Your effort and kindness is not overlooked and it will be rewarded in the future. However, if you are giving 110% and the other person is giving 10%, then maybe it's time to take stock of what's going on and realize that you might need to leave the situation. The polarity of being shown lack of care can either manifest itself into a person who uses that polarity of being shown the opposite to do the opposite, or someone who is very angry and bitter and on a destructive path who thinks that no one has their back. If the latter is you, please assess yourself and realize when you start to love yourself, it'll become 1,000,000 times easier for other people to love you. I promise it's going to be okay. Instead of responding with hate, you must learn to respond with love, even when it seems like it's not coming back, because eventually it will. 6 is the number of family. 1 is the number of masculine, 2 is the number of feminine, and 3 is the number of child. When you add them all up, they become 6. Also, F, which are the first letters of friends and family, is the 6th letter. For the 6, it is a core desire to be at the center of a successful domestic unit and family. They make very loving husbands, loving wives, and even loving children. The 6 has a knack for care. They make great cooks, partners, caretakers, and lovers. And they seem to have an innate ability to understand exactly what someone needs in the moment whenever it comes to healing and care. The 6 also has a natural affinity for old people and children, and will often find themselves in either jobs or situations that involve both. 6 is the number of love and loyalty, and whenever a 6 gives you their heart, they will give you every single bit of it. Because of this, 6 cannot stand anyone who breaks loyalty and causes them distrust and cheats. They can't stand it, and they will not give this person a second chance. And if they do, you will be very hard-pressed to get another one after that. Many 6's engage in charity, helping the needy, and overall social work. Helping people is what makes the 6 feel the most fulfilled. The more the 6 dedicates to the service of other people, the more it will feel recharged and fulfilled. 6 is the number of responsibility, and often the 6 will even take responsibility for things that have nothing to do with itself. Remember how I talked about the 6 being a scale? Well, the 6 loves to take on the weight of other people, even when it's too much for them to handle. The 6 will feel an innate duty that it is their job to heal other people's pain. This is great when necessary, but it can just as easily evolve into savior complexes, where 6s will just not stop getting in people's business. The 6 might believe that they're helping, but in reality, they're being extremely intrusive with the advice and care that they are offering. However, when balanced, the 6 makes a very good therapist. Due to that ability to understand polarity and the two sides, it makes them very empathetic, and they're often able to jump inside people's heads just so they can understand how they feel, and they can offer a very great perspective that allows them to heal. The 6 shouldn't play therapist too often because they will often neglect themselves in the process of trying to take care of everyone else. 6 is the number of feelings, and with it comes very big ones. It's not often easy to ignore how you feel, and you should never do that. All the love that you're giving to everyone else, you should remember that you are the most important person that love needs to go to. Tips for 6. Love in the face of hate. Learn when your help isn't needed. If you can't love yourself, how do you expect to love anyone else properly? And never turn off your feelings.